You ever sit through a virtual presentation or watch a video training and halfway through you're thinking, what in the world is even happening right now? It's not that the content is bad, it's that there's no rhythm, there's no moments. It's just bullet point after bullet point on top of bullet point. Well, today we're going to stop all of that because pros, we don't just build content, we build experiences. Hey there, I'm Ella Glasgow, and I help small business owners and corporate leaders show up like pros on videos without all the gimmicks or the guesswork. And if you are ever struggling to keep your audience's attention, or you felt like your own virtual presentations and videos were a little bit, it's not your knowledge, it's not even your tech, it's your flow. And today, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on how I actually design virtual events and video content that moves people. Before I write a word or build a slide or touch a camera, I ask one question, and that is, what do I want my audience to feel and do when all of this is over? Not just what do I want them to learn, not just what do I want to say, but what shift do I want to happen inside them? Because if your content is not moving toward a specific outcome, it's just noise. So here's an example. If I am doing a training, I want them to feel confident and ready to take action immediately on what it is that I've been training on. If it's a sales video, I want them to feel inspired and trust that the next step really is a no brainer. So before anything else, you have to decide the destination. Most people start by listing topics. I start by mapping beats. Where do I want them to laugh? Where do I want them to nod and raise their hand and say, that is me? Where do I want them to breathe and pause and feel something? These emotional moments are really your anchors. They give the content a heartbeat. Without them, even the greatest information is going to fall flat. So, every video, every presentation, every event, it is a show. And I don't know if this is your first time seeing me. If it is, then you may not realize that my background is performance. And when I say that, I mean professionally on stages around the world for at least 20 years, and I still do it from time to time. So for me, that is the lens that I see everything through, a show, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours. And shows have rhythm, good shows have rhythm. So here is a simple arc that I follow. First of all, I'm going to open with energy. And I don't mean shouting, I mean confidence. Then I'm going to connect fast. And that can be with a relatable story or a real quick moment or a small quick win, anything that really can connect my audience to what it is that I'm saying and what we're going to be getting into. Then we're going to deliver that value. But I don't mean drowning them in it. I mean, one idea at a time, okay? And ideas with purpose at all at the end of the day. Then we're going to reset the energy. This is going to give them a moment to laugh, to pause, to reflect, to breathe, to really marinate on everything that we've been talking about. From there, we're going to rebuild the momentum. We're going to pick it back up. We're going to do it with purpose, always with purpose. And then we're going to end with power. And that means a clear call to action or a clear next step. What do you want them to do? This is not list reading. You are a guide and you are guiding your audience on an experience. And just because your audience isn't talking back to you live, if you're in that type of webinar type of event or you're pre-recording a training video, that does not mean that you get to skip the interaction. That does not mean that you don't talk to them directly like I'm talking to you right now. I plan many interactions. When I say many, M-I-N-I, many. interactions into the videos, the virtual presentations, the events that I produce and record. I'm asking questions. I'm telling them to comment. I'm pausing and I'm inviting them really to have a mental response. And I want you to think about this. Remember, I told you I come from a performance background. So I want you to take this to heart. Think about this: your favorite concert that you've ever been to. I know that you probably have a moment that you will never, never, never forget. So mine is I was at a Brian McKnight concert. I may be saying my age right now. But I was at a Brian McKnight concert, and there was a moment in the concert where he invited a woman to come up onto the stage. Now, I happened to be sitting probably second row from the front of the stage, and all of the women that were sitting in the front row, none of them were going up onto the stage. He had roses for them and everything. So I finally raised my hand and went up onto the stage. The honest to goodness truth is, I didn't want to steal that moment. I'm on stages all the time. But nobody else was, so I did. And it turned into such a fun and funny moment because I played right into it and Brian played right along with me. It was fabulous, to the point that people asked me afterward if I was a plant, because it seemed, at that moment, it seemed like it was too planned. But that was because I was really going hard in it. The thing is, it was planned. Obviously, it was, because he had roses ready. But for everybody else that was there in that auditorium, that felt like a unique moment for them. Those ladies that were down in the front row, they just knew Brian bought those roses just for them. It was for nobody else. It's a moment that they're not going to that they're going to remember, and maybe remember as, oh, it could have been me on the stage that night. And I said no. But that was planned with Brian and his team, just like I plan moments like that in the concerts and shows and videos and things that I do out live in the real world. And just like you need to do on your virtual events, your video presentations, whatever those are, those things need to be planned. A well produced event that you've been to, everything is planned. Nothing is spontaneous. We give breath within the plan for spontaneity that we can control. Yeah? Okay. And when you treat your audience like they are really active participants, even if it's silently, like you are silently with me right now, they stay mentally with you. They're not zoning out, they're not multitasking. They are right there with you. And before I record, I always do a dry run. I did a dry run before I recorded this today. And I'm not asking at the end of that dry run, does this sound smart? I'm asking, would I actually want to go on this journey? Would I go on this ride? If it feels stiff, if it feels rushed, if it feels boring, if it feels overwhelming, then we're tweaking it. We're pulling stuff out. If it doesn't have a purpose, it's gone, because attention really is an emotional commitment from your audience. And if you don't feel it, they're not going to feel it either. So, thinking about all of this, I want to ask you, we've been talking about a few steps. There were three. And I want to know, which one of the steps that we've been talking about do you think that you need to lean in the most? Is it the mapping your outcome? Is it building emotional beats? Is it structuring your flow? Which one of these do you feel like you need to lean in the most right now? Go ahead and tell me in the comments. I'll give you a minute to do that, because I really want to hear from you. I really want to know what you need help with so that I can help you. And here's the thing, look, you are already 90% ahead of the people who just hit record without a second thought. But if you want to shortcut the guesswork and get hands-on help actually mapping and delivering your videos like a rock star, then Rockstar Video Academy is definitely for you. Especially the mini cohort. The mini cohort, which is happening very soon, depending on when you're watching this video, it is where I'm going to be helping you live. You are going to be with me inside. You're going to learn my framework. You're going to implement it with me step by step. But the mini cohort spots are limited. I have multiple ways that you can work with me, but the mini cohort, the spots are limited. And if you're serious about making your message unforgettable on camera, then this is your clear next step. Inside that mini cohort, here's what we're going to do. First, we are going to set that stage. You are going to set your own office to what it needs to look like for you, not what my office has, what your office has and needs and works in your space. We're going to look at your lighting, your camera, your microphone, all of that, and put that together so that you really look like the leader that you are on your virtual stage. And then we're going to design it. I know that you've seen me doing all of these lovely graphics, and for most people, these are done afterwards when it comes to recorded videos. But I'm actually doing this live while I'm recording it right now. Once this video is done, I'm not trying to work on this anymore. No. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well so that you can be branded and have your brand out front and center and all of your graphics and things so that you can do what I like to call overhaul your slides. There was not nary a slide on this screen, but graphics, yes, graphics indeed. And how to plan your presentations in the way that you have heard me talk about today. We're going to be going over that as well. And then finally, how to present all of that. We need practice time. I'm not expecting you to just walk onto the stage just because I told you something and helped you with a little bit. We're going to do it for real, okay? For real, for real. And make sure that you are ready to rock the screen when you are doing your next virtual presentation or recording that next video, just like one of my clients is doing right now. So, like I said, if you are ready for that next step, this is your next step. And I would love to see you inside of Rockstar Video Academy, whether it be in the academy or in one of the cohorts. Go ahead and click the link that's in the description, and you will see if you can go ahead and apply. I will see you next time.